everyone, this is Muhammad Hamza Javed and welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to talk about Jupyter Notebooks. If you ever wanted to do some hands-on machine learning, deep learning, and data analysis, this is the tool for you. You must be wondering why Jupyter Notebooks? Well, that's because it's the most widely adopted tool in the data science community. So let's start with the question, what exactly is Jupyter? Jupyter is an interactive development environment or IDE. I'm going to pause here because I know what you're thinking right now. When I was creating this video, I thought the same. Doesn't IDE mean Integrated Development Environment? Yes, it does. Integrated development environments such as Python, Visual Studio, and Eclipse are very powerful tools. They have builders, debuggers, syntax highlighters, and much more. Jupyter, on the other hand, is a simple text editor for Python code. But it's not really just a text editor. You'll find out in a few moments. It's much more interactive than an integrated development environment. It's designed for sharing and collaborating with people. It's a web-based tool and needs to be run on a web server. We connect to Jupyter through our web browser. And yes, it can run locally as well as on the cloud. It's widely used in the data science community with Python. You can have executable code as well as documentation in the same Jupyter notebook. You can have one cell for writing executable code and the very next for explaining your point. It stores the output of each cell so it can be reviewed later. You can import relevant libraries and modules to draw graphs and charts. A Jupyter notebook can be easily stored in a GitHub repository, so it could be version controlled. There's another aspect of Jupyter notebooks that I want you to know. It's called Jupyter kernel. It's just a configuration of a type of environment you want to run your code on. You get to choose a kernel while working with Notebook. Kernels are synonymous to Python environments. We usually create Python environments when we don't want the libraries and modules of one project to conflict with the libraries and modules of another. Jupyter Notebook is not the only notebook available. There are many notebooks. Apache Zeppelin is one of them and most widely used as well. So let's do a quick comparison of Jupyter Notebook and Apache Zeppelin. Let's talk about installation. Jupyter is much more easier to install than Zeppelin notebooks. It's just a download and Anaconda installation. For Zeppelin, we need to download and decompress the tarball and then run the server. And for those who are wondering what a tarball is, it's just a collection of highly compressed files. Jupyter was created in 2012 and is widely used by Google and NASA as well. Apache Zeppelin is also open source, but its community is 1/10 of that of Jupyter. Zeppelin has built-in visualizations, whereas in Jupyter, you need to install relevant libraries. So Zeppelin is an obvious winner when we talk about appearance. Due to a wide community, Jupyter has larger number of Python extensions. So Jupyter is a winner here. We need security when a lot of people are accessing our notebook server. Jupyter clearly has no security, but Zeppelin has flexible security configuration. So Zeppelin wins this one. Zeppelin comes with many interpreters including Spark, Angular, Python, Pig, Groovy, Elasticsearch, and many others. Jupyter can provide multi-user environment, but for that we need to install Jupyter Hub. Zeppelin supports the multi-user configurations by default. So here was a quick comparison between Jupyter and Apache Zeppelin. So now it's a quick demo time. And demo indeed is the scariest word throughout software industry. And many software engineers would agree to this. So without any further delay, let's get our hands dirty. So as you can see, I've opened my terminal and I'll just go ahead and type Jupyter Notebook. This would start my Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter is already installed on my machine, but you probably need to install it on yours. I'm adding a link to installations in the description of this video. Please follow the instructions and you will be good to go. I'll just start my Jupyter Notebook. So that's my Jupyter home. In order to create a new notebook, I'll just click on this new and choose the version of Python I want to use. So here's my very first Jupyter notebook. Let me create a heading for this. As we discussed earlier, we can add executable code as well as the documentation. So by default, Jupyter expects us to add code, but we can change it to Markdown, and this would be turned into a documentation, and right now it's a heading. The next block would be a coding block, and I would just write a simple Python print statement. I'll press Shift Enter, and here we go. And that was our very first Jupyter Notebook. Another thing that I want you guys to know is, let me move back to the home. And as you can see, the icon for this Jupyter Notebook is green. This means that the Jupyter Notebook is still running, all the variables are still there, and the libraries are still loaded into the memory. In case you want to clear the memory, you would have to click this one and click the shutdown button. Now, as you can see, the icon has turned from green to gray. So this was it from this video. If you think you know something interesting about Jupyter Notebooks, please mention that in the comment section below so others can learn from it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.